intended to be comedic in nature. It may poke fun at something that hits close to home. Most of our jokes are shit, much like our content. If you don't watch, you will never know it exists. Just remember, it's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard, Karen.
Hang on. I want to do something since my Spotify now. Can I do it real quick? Hi, welcome to the Leftovers.
Why are you trying to be sultry?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Leftovers, the show that collapses faster than a Miami condo building.
Macaroni in a pot.
And we're back!
Hey, buddy, I'll just take it right here, man. I didn't mean to scare you.
I deeply apologize to all our Spotify listeners that we couldn't bring you more quality
Is this thing
content.
on?
Hold on.
Us.
Are you pissing in a bottle right now?
Did you say chili ring?
Yeah,
Chili ring. Yes, he did. Yep.
1 point chili ring, yeah. The fart box, the chili ring.
Good old fart box.
But how can you not get around the name Dick Trickle? Okay.
Did you just say Dick Trickle? What's a freaking Dick Trickle?
That was his name.
Name of the
His name was
driver.
Dick Trickle. He was one of the best fucking short track racers in the Midwest. That man was a fucking legend.
Are you doing dishes or makeup?
Work. Yes, it is a kitchen sponge. It's actually Scotch-Brite.
I'm an idiot.
Well, if it makes any difference, I don't know who he is here, so.
The giraffe got more attention than Harambe, and Harambe was right here.
Exactly. You know how I'm setting out my participation trophies? On a motherfucking giraffe.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Leftovers, the show that falls faster than an Afghan from a C-17.
Oh, shit.
We're here. We made it.
Just us, though.
Yeah. We left the rest in Ohio.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they're going to come back with 3 nipples and shit.
Yeah. Wandering around fucking the goat.
Did you see all the memes? Like the chick with the 3 tits was like Miss Ohio 2040.
Yeah, those are good ones. Oh, what a fucked up situation.
I mean, we were talking about this earlier before the show. We don't know a whole lot about that situation, but I mean, it is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
You got the government telling people it's okay to breathe the air, but then you got the CEOs of the fucking companies not wanting to fucking do a meeting there because of air quality.
Yeah. You know, that always seems to bode well. You know, I just saw today our president isn't going there either because I didn't see if it said air quality or not, but you know, usually when all the executives stay the fuck away, that means we probably shouldn't fucking be here.
I mean, Trump went there, but that's not saying shit. Like,
yeah. That's, I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hell.
Like,
Yeah.
see, I wish I really did follow it a little bit more, but apparently some of them, they didn't, some of the tanks didn't bust. So they put thermite on this shit to fucking explode them and fucking burn them off.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck is in their fucking head? Like,
I mean, you know, I'd love to sit there and like think I know what the fuck I'm talking about with that, but I have no fucking clue. Like when I was watching the dome race over or before Christmas, back in December. Car flipped over, dumped fuel on the track, and most of the time you would think that would mean let's get the kitty litter out and, clean it up, try to get all the fumes out of there and get it the hell out of there.
Yeah.
No, they set it on fire. That was the solution.
I mean, that works too, but there's a difference between some gas on a racetrack and shit tons of fucking harmful chemicals.
We had a loading dock out by me, chemical factory. Started a fucking fire there. Big ass fucking fire. And they were telling people in the public, like, oh, don't worry about that stuff that's falling on your house. It'll be okay. It's not a problem, but don't touch it. And you should use this chemical to get it off your property and your possessions. So it's not harmful, but you shouldn't be around it.
So growing up in the country like I did, I've seen this a couple of times. My dad and my uncle done this. Like, instead of getting a grinder or something to cut the cords on the tire because they didn't have the proper shit, they just light the fucker on fire.
Oh yeah,
and let it burn.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's just stand around it with beer and inhale all the flames. We're gonna be okay.
Oh, that's the best part. I mean, it's like being in heaven, like a burnout contest. Let's sit around and burn the fucking tires down and drink some fucking beer. That sounds like a great fucking time to me.
One time my uncle comes down and he was helping remodel a fucking house. So he's got all this fucking cabinets and all this shit. And he throws it out there. He sets everything on fire. And then he has bottle rockets. So we're just setting the bottle rockets off in the beer bottles for a little bit. And this fucking asshole gets the bright idea of throwing a whole fucking pack of bottle rockets just right on the fire without opening them up. And they're fucking shooting all over at us.
Oh,
one goes right up in the back of the van that he brought down and it just explodes in the fucking window. Like, the fuck, man? These are my fucking role models.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're important role models to have.
That explains a lot.
It's past your bedtime, Cody.
Oh yeah, we were already talking about that.
Some of us actually put in some work during the day.
Oh, what? Doing 5 over?
Yeah, shut up. I was doing like 10 over. Jeremy, though, legit, like, how many miles do you put on a day? Like, I'm genuinely curious.
It really depends. Yesterday was an odd day for me, but I actually probably put about 250 miles in that day.
So is that a lot or is that a little?
Well, that's a lot for me.
Okay,
but
for
hours
what
worked.
you do.
Hours worked.
Right.
I put in about 10 to 14 hours depending on the day.
Yeah, how long does it take to unload one of them tanks?
It depends. So if it's just regular oil, it takes just about an hour. If it's other shit additives that I've had to deliver, sometimes it takes up to 3.
Yeah, because like I'm just hauling feed ingredients in a hopper, but today I worked 4 to 6. I did 3 loads, but like the first one it's a 5-hour round trip, and then it takes, we're gonna say, half an hour to unload. Probably it depends on who's loading you at that place, because
So I got fucked by like 4 random people.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. And no, but today's been my biggest day so far. I did like 714 miles. But I did 2 5-hour trips and then a 2.5-hour trip.
My watch said I did 5.
Yeah, that's cute.
For some reason, that song from Stephen Lynch, Special Olympics, popped in my head. The giant medal rested on his giant tongue.
Watch
The
them
horse
run.
cock weighs 11
Watch them
pounds.
drool. Watch them fall into the pool that's diving. At the Special Olympics.
That song is, it's fucking, when he does verse 2,
Why? I don't. Why do I say okay to this shit? This is the only reason why Nick's been talking to me so much here the last week is because he just wanted me to come on the show.
Yeah.
He's gonna ghost me after this because it's gonna.
No, I won't.
No.
You're the one that always ghosts me. Let's
you know what?
If you're gonna gaslight appropriately.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck you, Nick. I was in your state how many times this week, and you never came and say hi once.
I was in a whole different part of the state this week.
Excuses. They're like assholes. Everybody's got one. They all stink.
Yeah, they do. But I mean, it is what
Not
it
always.
is.
I have like a few, but
I don't know. Must be in like keto mode because the fucking shits and the farts are the worst right now.
That's something I really didn't care to know.
Yeah.
That's
You have
a
to
list
know
of
that
knowledge
stuff.
that's useless. Not really. Not really. No. I don't think that Mr. Sandlot.
Why do you have such a fucking problem with my glasses?
They just I mean they were cool 50 years ago, 70 years ago.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, if you shaved your beard off, you'd kind of look like my grandma. It's fine.
Hey, whatever.
Catcher.
I'm at that age where I don't mind pulling your grandma.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you push her too, like off a cliff? Do us all a favor.
after he gets put in the will, I mean,
I'm not in that freaking will. Nope. No, I am nowhere near. I don't even
know
think
how
my
to get
name's
into
mentioned.
it.
Nope. Don't care. Don't care. That is one side of the family. Nope. No, I'm all right. I'm sitting pretty good.
Sitting purdy, are you?
That's where I'll choose happiness over. We're good, Allie. What's up? I'll choose happiness over being in the will. It's fine.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, there's a lot. We don't have enough time in this show for all that backstory. Actually, we probably do, but I'm not telling it.
I mean, therapy,
I can't. Chat. Comments.
Trying to go through therapy here tonight. I don't think this is the place that you.
We are not doing therapy. No.
No.
I'm just saying it helps. We're not professionals, so we're just going to tell you to.
I don't
suck
need
it the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. I'm glorious.
Yeah, this is the place where you come and start spilling your guts, and then we're just like,
That's my cooter juice.
and he hit the wrong fucking button and exited himself right on just
Big
fucking yeeted
fucking fingers.
The fucking Sam Squanch has left the building.
Fucking Shrek's fucking bearded brother.
Shrek's bearded brother.
I'm back. Sorry, had to answer something.
That happens.
I'm back.
Now I want to fucking see a picture of Shrek in overalls, and then we can put it side by side with Cody to see,
I bet I got some saved pictures of me in overalls. It'd be pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, without the beard though, because
nope. I honestly don't like. I have pictures of me with a goatee back in high school, but I don't have any pictures like readily available to me of me without facial hair, because it's been 21 years.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah. I got a long ways to go too.
You still look like the
Long
fucking
ways to
Geico
go.
caveman's son.
Say what?
You look like the Geico caveman's son.
I can see your humor still drier than the Sahara.
Hey, I still get laughs though, so.
Yeah, those are at you, not with you.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, at least somebody you're finding some humor.
Typical Jeremy, getting it from both sides.
It's a janky ass Shrek.
That is janky as shit. That is janky as shit.
But you get the gist.
Comparison's fairly close.
Yeah. That's
I mean, have you seen my TikToks?
That's definitely the hood Bob Ross right there.
Dude.
I mean, I would wonder if there is anybody else on TikTok, any other male who has more. Jesus. No, fucking, he ain't here to. There.
Go ahead and get your fucking dig in.
I hit the wrong button. I was looking at the chat and I hit the wrong fucking button. Fucking back clean out of the motherfucker.
When I do go to TikTok and you pop up, like all I see, and I'm pretty sure we covered this last time, but I don't know if there's any other guy on TikTok who has more thirst traps or wannabe thirst traps.
Oh, I guarantee, because I steal them from other people.
That's where you get your inspiration?
No, I mean, a lot of my inspiration is just personal experience, but there's some that I'm like, oh, that's a good one. I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
Like the one I posted tonight.
Do you say that when you watch gay porn too?
Yes.
That's a good one. I'm going to try it.
Yep.
Damn. And
Well,
I was actually
they're lesbians. Why wouldn't I want to try
it?
it? They're lesbians. Why wouldn't I want to try it?
Well, there you go.
I mean, it's
got
so
a
small.
valid point.
That backfired, kind of like when your boyfriend fires on your back. Look at that. See, that's the proper way to be funny, Jeremy. Take notes. Write that down. Like,
all right, Van Wilder.
I don't have a pen. I don't have a pen here for you.
Do you guys know how to knock out 26 children at once?
I feel like I should know this. 26. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank here.
Jeremy, anything?
No, I'm curious.
You give them the Sandy Hook.
Oh, that's interesting. See, I my head instantly went dark, but not like pitch black dark.
You know, Alex Jones is giving you a round of applause right now.
I hate myself.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
What did Michael Jackson say to the 6-year-old on his lap?
Oh no.
I'm guessing something that you've had said to you. Anyways, what?
You have a great singer inside you right now.
Oh, and there it went.
Fuck.
Oh shit.
Oh,
that's
I love dark
cute.
humor.
Oh, yes, like yes. This is even darker than like burnt toast. This is like straight up watermelon and grape soda.
People are so scared of black
Because if they close their eyes and mouth at night, you can't see them.
Jesus.
Wow.
She asked a question. I'm just saying.
I don't know if that's the dark we were talking about, Cody.
I don't think that's where it was going, but we went there somehow.
I got one on standby if you want.
Jesus Christ. This is like
he can't even see him.
This might be worse than the time that Tom Segura decided to get Bert Kreischer a fucking Hitler's teacup because he was in love with history.
I saw that TikTok. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. Oh
Dude,
my gosh.
dude, one of my favorites is Bert Kreischer talking about the time he was over Tom's house and Tom's kid gets him a glass of water. He got it from the toilet.
Yeah.
I am the machine.
I love the time that he had the giant jug of Kool-Aid. And Tom's sitting there like, people probably think, oh, he does so good, he drinks all this water, and it's fucking Kool-Aid.
Oh God!
What the fuck is your dumbass text tone?
It's fucking
I can hear his notification. Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, I get it now.
Blast.
Oh yeah. Or if you're like not Richie 4.0 or whatever, it's like Baja Blast. I get a Baja Blast. And he pulls up fuck Taco Bell drive-through, orders like 18 different fucking things.
Have y'all ever seen the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia?
Negative.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but yes.
Sue Bob's daughter is on TikTok.
Oh, dude, yeah, send me the link.
I'll have to find it again, but yeah, she's there. Cody, if you have not seen this film, you absolutely need to see this film.
There's a lot of films I haven't seen.
Dude, Cody could get down there in West Virginia in that town and fucking he can get some pussy down there.
Oh man,
I get pussy all over. We won't get into that.
Listen.
I'm just saying.
This pussy's a little methed up. All right.
Yeah, I don't want that. Dude, have you not seen what I pull? Like seriously, like why would I want to go methed up when I can have not methed up?
Oh, I mean, the whole reason I wear cowboy boots is because the girls I end up with aren't allowed around shoelaces.
Jeremy wears square toes so he doesn't roll his ankle while sucking dick.
That's the secondary benefit.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't. Nope. I'm good. Even I have standards. That's all I'm saying. I told you earlier. If it was me, if I had to be going through another fucking hoe phase.
Oh, yep. Yeah, you'd be planting seeds all over the continent of the United States.
I'd be contributing to this fucking public housing crisis.
50 first dates in 50 states or something like that. Yeah, public housing crisis. Yeah. Every woman you sleep with, we could now call a sperm bank.
Yeah.
If I ever have to go through another hoe phase at all, I'm fucking I'm skipping child support and I'm going to get a vasectomy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
I kind of wish you would have got one a while ago, but you know.
Yeah.
Here we have like 3 more of you out there.
How many of them are you dragging around though?
Me? None right at the moment.
Well, not right at the moment.
I got 4. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you
I got
go.
2 and 1. 2 and 1.
Listen, I'm the one that went under.
You went under.
Yeah. I'm not the one wandering around with a bunch of crotch goblins with me.
You're paying twice for one interaction.
Yeah, I know. Boring interaction too at that.
Oh man.
Vanilla pillow princess.
I
don't do that no more.
Now drop on the deck and flop like a fish.
That's why he's got to drive that 700 and some miles a day to pay for it.
No, that's just because I didn't have my kids and I'm trying to, save some fucking money.
Yeah.
I got to make it first, and I don't get paid time and a half. So I can work as many hours as I want. Dude, I didn't average below 10 or 11 to 12 hours this week.
I need to get time and a half on that.
It does fucking kill me.
Say what?
I said I like those weeks, but it does kill me at the end of the week.
No, dude, I'm great. I'm going to drive tomorrow, too. I got to go 5-hour run and then come back and dump a load of shit.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't work on Saturdays.
And that won't even be Well, see, next week I'll have my kids, so I won't be able to drive. I won't be able to start at 4 or 3, whatever time I start, and work till whenever, because I'll have my kids. So I won't be able to start till like 6:30, and then I'll have to be out of here by 5. So my hours will be low, but I'll run my balls off. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you never did care about having balls.
They're big enough. I can share them. Whatever. I'm done using them. I don't need any more.
I mean, he's taken dillies on his chin quite a few times. So.
I have definitely bounced him off Dilly's chin a few times. I've met Dilly a couple times. So and he wore his square toes.
Yeah,
with good reason.
He always does.
Yeah, well, when you're that good, you're that good. You come prepared.
It's one of them things where you don't leave home without it.
I do. I'm not very prepared. I'm prepared for the sniper position.
The sniper position.
Yeah, because I eat pussy and not suck dick like pork chop.
Ah.
Oh, really?
Evidently.
It's not what Dilly does.
Is that what we refer to it as now? The sniper position.
That's what the ladies. That's what they tell me.
Ah.
And my like 76 to 24% female to male ratio on TikTok doesn't really lie. Fuck. I can post funny stuff and it's legit funny, but doesn't do shit. But I post thirst trap and thousands upon thousands of views.
Nah, I don't get either.
Well, when you got it, you got it. When you don't, you don't.
Yeah, no. I'm ugly and unfunny with a little dick. I got nothing going for me in life.
My claim to fame on TikTok left TikTok, so I don't have his audios anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not that fucking funny, and I know I'm not. So, fuck
so do
yourself.
we. We still love you, pork chop.
So I quit fucking trying. The one audio that I really did that did hit for me on my own, hit for somebody else for over a fucking million views.
Well, that's like fucking Timmons. Somebody took his audio and he was getting millions of views, and Timmons started making his videos again, and then poof, motherfucker just skyrocketed with millions of views and likes, and it's like, you son of a bitch. I'm over here making thirst trap after thirst trap. I'm only sitting at like 24,000 views or followers, which is still a lot better than what it was about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I jumped like 20,000 followers.
I tried different little fucking things too. Like even before Justin Nunley was on, we were fucking sitting there trying to do a lot of the stitches and shit like that. Like I don't know.
I stitch his videos.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now because that became the next thing to do. But I mean,
yeah, but it doesn't do that well. That's the thing. Like I'm not doing it for clout or anything, but I think it's funny. I'd make something I think's genuinely funny. Yeah. And it gets no views. TikTok doesn't put it out there. But no, I sit there and I just look away, look at the camera, smile, maybe wink, look away. 124,000 views. But I use that same audio. I think it's the audio versus what I'm actually putting on there.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I went from being like fat to not so fat, and like anybody else posts that shit, it's like explosion. Oh, yeah. And me, no, it's like go.
You gotta go from fat to chiseled, or
I'm working
dramatically fat, like me or pork chop, to fucking teeny tiny little guy.
Yeah, I ain't going teeny tiny little guy. That ain't happening.
You do that every time you go to the bathroom.
Yes.
I don't know if that would work for Nick. He still looks like fucking Powder's brother.
You know what, motherfucker? I'm gonna go sign up for a tanning salon too. Fuck it. I'm gonna not be white and pasty. Then what?
You know what? Why don't you just start drinking Starbucks every morning? You'll be a full-on basic white bitch.
Hey, you know what? I go Dunkin', so fuck you.
Fuck you, Dunkin'. I get Scooters or Caribou. Thank you. That's how basic white bitch I am. We have a Scooters here in town, and I have their app on my phone. So I just pull up to the thing. I'm like, hey, I just order it.
You're gonna sit there and tell me to go to Starbucks to be a fucking basic white bitch.
Because you're gonna go
be
fake bake. You're gonna go fake bake.
Yeah, because I don't want to look so pasty at the water park.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This thought's coming out of left field, but who is seeing the one of the trends where people are pouring coffee mate on fire and the powder and it fucking flames up.
The fucking what?
That sounds like a dumb trend that I have not seen.
I've seen it quite a few times on TikTok and Instagram where they have a fire and they fucking throw the fucking coffee mate on it and it fucking flares up real big.
You talking like the powdered
flour.
stuff?
Yeah, you could throw flour over fire and it's going to do the same fucking shit.
That's because flour is combustible.
Yeah, and so is coffee mate. Almost all fucking fine
powders.
It will do that. But people are like, it's.
How do you think grain bins explode? The dust. It's combustible.
Fire's cool.
Yeah.
Fire is pretty cool.
If like back in the day before TikTok, like people were, and I've done it as a teenager. You fucking take baby powder and you fucking light a lighter and you fucking squirt it and it fucking makes a flame.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that. I'd go outside and shoot things.
Yeah, like we were the people that were like launching potatoes out of fucking PVC guns.
They're called potato guns.
Yeah, I know, but I was trying to make he didn't seem like he might be the type to understand that. I felt like that was a much more Midwestern thing.
It is definitely Midwestern.
I've done that.
Oh, okay.
What the hell? I was just goddamn. I had an idea now. It slipped my brain.
Did you ever have your neighbor set his best friend's hair on fire trying to check for spark on a potato gun?
Ooh, no, but that's awesome.
No.
That was fucking awesome.
See, I'm the guy that has black cats in his toolbox. So when somebody go to the bathroom, I could light one and throw it under the door right before it goes bang, so they can't like have time to cover it up with their foot. Or I take the air cheetah. You know what an air cheetah is? Beet seeder.
Oh, okay.
It's like a 1 gallon tank with a fucking tube on it with a valve, and you fill it full of compressed air, so it's like 100 psi. Yeah, you stick that up to the door, and then you just pop the valve all the way open, and just big rush of air goes in there. It scares the shit out of them. It's hilarious. And then when you wear your bibs, you can put your phone on your chest pocket and turn the camera on and video the whole thing then your hands free, like what I do, because I'm fucking
that's
hilarious.
the shit you need to post on TikTok, but
I have to find that. It'd get like 200 views.
Just 200?
Probably.
I mean, you just throw on that audio for the boys, and you might get a lot more.
You know what? Just hashtag for the boys. Yeah, we'll have to do that. I've been looking for icicles, but we haven't had shit for snow and freezing moisture here, so I would do that. I'd just take one and throw it on the ground and let it break and say for the boys, and it would probably do, better than anything Pork Chops made.
Probably.
Maybe.
I don't know. My first account with
you did pretty good there.
Audios, I did pretty well.
Yeah, you did do pretty good with all those audios.
And that's the only thing that really did well on my first account was his audios.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we are, grown ass men making fucking videos.
Hey, my shit never went anywhere. I had the one during COVID. The one.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. You have over 10,000 views or followers.
Yeah, but
you got there a long time before I did.
Well, bro, fuck. That took like 2 years to get to.
It took me 4 years to get where I'm at.
Soon as I hit 30 on my first account, I got banned. The second account,
come on. You can't sit there and be like, I got banned, like they were fucking taking you out unnecessarily. You were pushing the envelope and you knew it.
Yeah. Your give a damn was busted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did push it. And that last one, I'm surprised other people got away with it and I didn't.
Yeah, that's the one thing that fucks you up. Is how often though other people will get away with it. And
yeah, I've had stuff reported, and they take it down, and I appeal it. I'm like, I like a duet or something. I'm like, their video's still up. Why the fuck did mine get taken down?
that's the one thing that really fucks with you. Like the whole reason that mine got flagged is because I was highlighting the fucked up shit that you were allowing, and mine got fucking taken down. But that's still up.
Evidently, you just need to have tits and be in the background of a cracked door showing them, and it's okay. Because there's 1,000 of those. That trend. Now that's a trend I can get behind or on top of.
I lost my tits.
I've still got. You want mine?
No, that's okay.
I'll narrow them for you first.
No, that's all right.
You sure?
I'll pass. No, hard pass.
Fucking pass. Is that a hard pass or a soft
hard
pass? Hard pass. Yeah, I bet you're hard thinking about it.
Hey, calm down there, soldier.
Whoa. At ease.
I got a fucking live ban for a week for talking about a midget that just happened to be going
Helicopter.
Well, that's one thing I was never able to achieve.
Was he just standing there spinning in circles with his arms out, or what?
No. Hey.
I've been banned. I've had my live banned.
He was
okay. My
he
co-host
may have
live's
been
been
standing
banned
like that.
Oh, he was getting after it.
Yeah.
I've had like my co-host live banned and my main live banned for a week, and I'm like, hateful speech, and this is. I'm like, so me and one of my friends, like my buddies here in Iowa, we cannot go live together evidently because.
Well, that's probably because of some of the things that you say.
I don't know what you're talking about, Nick.
I just know that if you are receiving any kind of a Snapchat from Cody, you should probably have some headphones in if you are not in a safe space.
That's Nick. You do that because you're a bitch, and then you just gave away all the fun secrets. So there you go. Bam. Banned off of YouTube.
When I did actually go live, that's one thing I was never able to achieve, and I've tried to get banned live.
Because, you got to be like somewhat interesting for them to actually pay attention to you.
That and your dick's got to be visible for them.
You know what?
Yeah, when it's like poking up out of your shirt, like boop, 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 then they're like, oh, yep, hateful speech, boop, ban him.
All right, I can still look down and see it when it's standing at attention. All right, when it's soft, I can't see it, but when it's standing at attention, I can still look down and see it.
What's the point of looking at it when it's soft?
I was so proud of myself the other day. I didn't have to suck in the gut or anything, and I saw it to the base.
The whole fucking base.
The whole fucking thing. And I was proud that I got to that point.
Put it in your bed.
But then I was really depressed because I realized why I was so fat.
And you weren't missing much, right? It's like you didn't really see that much more of it.
Yes.
You just see all of it. And it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Is it marked on your calendar for next year for your celebration?
Which one?
The day you actually seen it to the base?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. I didn't mark that on my calendar.
Oh boy.
Oh.
No, I mean, listen, when you sit there and you look down and you're like,
hey, that first part of that, is that what your boss sounded like the other day at your meeting? Is that yesterday or the day before?
it may have just been a little.
Yeah. Why is there 3 of him?
Yeah.
Her, him, her, whatever. Shim. It's probably a shim knowing you.
No, not that far.
Yet.
All right. Instead of getting called out for pissing in a bottle, I'm going to go take a leak in the toilet. Be right back.
Oh, you can't. Now you're too good to get called out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you embarrassed you're gonna get stuck in there again and it sound like
Yeah.
a cork popping out?
My
Oh
grief
man,
counselor died.
that's sad.
Yeah. He was so good, I don't even care.
Yeah, I was trying, but I couldn't think of something fast enough because I knew you were gonna have it right there loaded, and just kapow, and boom, went off. And I'm just like, ha, got it. Got the whole load on that one. I knew, like, oh, so there
Hey.
I was, balls deep in a midget. I don't have any cool stories like that.
Well, have I ever sat there and told you I'm adopted?
No, but
No,
I
true
please
story.
do.
I'm adopted. I'm
Okay.
adopted by my parents. They are,
Mhm.
you know, fully capable of raising children and all that, and you know, did it for
Where'd
me
they
and my
fuck up with
brother.
you?
Huh?
No, go ahead.
But like when I was 18, I could start figuring out some shit about my biological parents.
Yeah.
And you know what my dad and Nemo have in common?
No.
They both can't be found.
He ain't come back with that milk yet. Old boy still looking for that milk.
So, speaking of milk, one day.
Oh God. Segue.
One day, we were sitting there having a conversation at the table, and my wife was talking about, you know, her leaving, and I was like, nope, that ain't happening. She's like, no, I'm you can have the kids, I'll be the one that's gone without them, yada yada yada, right?
That shit don't work.
Yeah, well, so then I just promptly got up because I was finished with dinner at this point now, you know, so I got up with my plate and walked over to the fridge and went, whoops, looks like we're out of milk, and proceeded out the door, and my kids got the joke. So, so then the other day, my youngest one was like pissed off at everyone and just started fucking around at some point in his being pissed off and went, whoops, looks like we're out of milk, and headed out the door.
Oh man.
So now when I leave on work trips, I tell them I'm going to get milk.
Go to get milk, and you don't come back for days. I fucking love that. God, I love that. I should teach my kids that joke and start doing it on Sundays when I drop them off at their mom. Like, well, hang on, kids. You're going to stay with your mom for a minute. I'm going to go get some milk and not see them till Wednesday night. 3 whole ass days gone. And then walk in with a freaking gallon of milk in my hand. Oh, man. That would annoy the hell out of their mother, and I'd laugh my ass off. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
But hey, since we're white, does that mean we have to bring home chocolate milk?
Oh my God. Jesus.
Goddamn.
White people are so scared of black people.
How times have changed. That used to be different back in the day.
Yeah. If I just go buy a Holstein cow, like, hey, we don't have to buy milk ever again. Grandma doesn't have to mow her yard anymore.
Yeah, every once in a while, my 5-year-old will still, and she kind of knows it's a joke, but she still says it very serious, that chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever seen a black woman lactate? No, I'm just kidding. Knowing Jeremy, he probably has, because he'd be into that kind of porn.
No. That it doesn't gross me out, But it's like if I ever like come across the picture of a woman like squirting out, I'm like no, I'm all right.
Yep.
Wait, come again?
Never mind. Just
No, what the Nick's little audio? I couldn't understand what he said. Yep. Let's say yep.
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 It's Cash Me Outside Girl.
Oh, it just sounded like I don't know. I had fucking alfalfa from Little Rascals pop into my head for some fucking reason. It's just the noise, the audio. It's what made. Yeah, that's awkward. No, I don't just sit here and think about little boys. That's gross.
Weird.
I know. That's almost as weird as Jeremy's infatuation with beating off the Golden Girl.
Everybody gets that wrong, but fuck it, I'll let y'all think what you want to think.
You have it backwards. It's actually I personally think it's funnier the actual way that it goes on here. Like, who the fuck can't keep it up during the Golden Girls?
Right. Well, this is true. I'm about to try that next time on Netflix and chill.
I remember what the fuck was going on. I just remember the audio. I was listening, and
now he's gonna say he
had
had
a
a cramp.
of the whole fucking situation that was going.
Why
on.
does this story change every time you say it, Jeremy?
It doesn't. It's the same.
No, it's not. It's always different.
Because y'all want it to be something other than it is, but it's okay if y'all want to fucking laugh at it the way you want to. It's fine.
We laugh at it anyways.
I laugh at it based on the idea that you couldn't perform around the Golden Girls, and if you can't perform for the Golden Girls, then brother, you just lost your man card.
That is gonna have to be my next Netflix and chill marathon.
I have ADD, okay? Like the littlest fucking shit sometimes can fucking fuck with me.
Cool story, bro.
I don't think we should be talking about the littlest things fucking with you.
No, not with you, buddy.
That's a little stretch there, Nick, but I mean, it still got to laugh. Cody will laugh at almost anything, but me.
Well, he hasn't done it much for you.
Because he hasn't said anything funny.
On that one.
Because he hasn't said anything funny yet.
I say your name.
Yeah, and?
Fucking funny looking.
All right, but it's even worse when you try. Yep.
Yep. Sometimes you're an easy target. I'm sorry. I can't.
Sometimes, all the time.
I mean, the great thing about this is I get funny people together and I let them beat on me, and everybody else laughs, and it's great. So, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, speaking of funny people, you know who would be epic to get on your show that I don't know? Matt Rife.
Matt, how the fuck do you think we're gonna pull Matt Rife?
That dude is fucking hilarious.
Yes, he is, but how the fuck do you think we're gonna pull Matt Rife on here?
Well, obviously, don't send Jeremy after him.
Okay, well, we won't. I don't know. That might be hilarious.
Dude, that would be awesome.
Beat the shit out of Jeremy.
Oh, dude, he would annihilate him. Oh, he'd annihilate all of us. That dude's funny as shit.
Oh, I'm always terrified that somebody that like is actually hilarious will show up, and then I'll just feel like fucking stupid off into the corner.
Well, you haven't moved to the corner yet, but I am here.
Yeah.
Bobby B came close.
Yeah,
him and Billy's interaction was great.
Yeah.
Timmons would be really fucking funny on any show if he would just have more conversations about his obsession with goats.
Yep. Why is it we both went straight for the goats? It's like
I love the goat like my penis.
Oh my lord. Oh lordy. Lordy. Oh no, you didn't.
No, they've quit doing their show altogether, haven't they?
I think so. I haven't seen them doing anything.
I don't know. I haven't been on TikTok very much. I've been trying to stay away from it, honestly. Like, I'll get on every once in a while, but I've been trying to figure out reels on Instagram and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think eventually TikTok is gonna. Dude, the government wants to fucking get rid of TikTok so fucking bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
How much is that lobbyist and influence
my
too,
tired ass
though?
is going to bed. I'm gonna bounce, boys, because my ass is tired. I've been up for too many hours.
Too many hours.
Too many hours.
Too many hours.
You can go try to wash that tuna smell off all you want, but it's still gonna be there when you wake up.
Yeah, probably. But
Tuna noodle casserole.
until I can make fun of you again next time, Jeremy.
Love you too, Cody.
Yeah, we'll see you boys later.
Have a good one.
Yep.
You know, I gotta look up and see if the caveman on the Geico commercials ever actually had a name.
I thought he did.
I don't know. I gotta look it up.
Well, why not look it up right now?
Go ahead.
Didn't you have something in the email inbox?
Yeah, but I think that game would go a lot better with more people. So I know football's not going to go over well because you don't follow football that well.
What do you mean? What about football?
Yeah, I was just going to talk about the Super Bowl.
Oh, well, I watched the fucking Super Bowl. I mean, I don't fucking sit there and not watch everything.
So I'm an Eagles fan, but I'm not going to say the Eagles won that game like I did on Facebook when I was fucking drunk and watching the game. Yeah. The Eagles did fucking great. Jalen Hurts is fucking great, but the defense definitely fucking failed the Eagles in the second half. Mahomes is a really good quarterback, and I think it is funny how mostly the Eagles fans were trying to fucking say that Patrick Mahomes was involved in a scandal for taking pain medication, a pain injection during halftime for his high ankle sprain and all that shit. Dude, no, the Eagles defense just fucking gave up and they fucked us over in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it that way. Do I believe that a athlete of any caliber could have an injury before halftime that causes them to sit and then come out after halftime without really seemingly doing any rehab that you could really notice? Is a little suspicious. Yeah.
But answer me this, and you may have more knowledge than I do.
Probably not.
What kind of medication are they going to give him to make his ankle feel better without impairing his mental capacity?
Cortisone shots.
Do you think it's going to take effect fast enough?
Yes. Direct injections on a lot of that stuff with the pain meds, like different shit like that. They could impact it enough. But then the next question becomes, whatever they did give him, if anything, does it impair his ankle locally to where he shouldn't have been able to do some of the short runs he was able to do again? You know, was it a matter of getting him down in the locker room, throwing it in some ice during halftime with an extended halftime period? Yeah. That's the other thing you got to consider in that too. You know, I know for me, if I twist my knee a little bit right now, working out tomorrow, right? Like if I go to the gym and I'm just working out and I kink my knee up a little bit or my ankle or whatever, right? Little icy hot on it. By midday, back to normal. You know,
Preston, Patrick Mahomes, but
yeah.
See, here's the thing with that too. Like, I'm 42 years old. I can like do something that I can feel a pain right away, and then it immediately go away, and then I can continue back. But then the next day, like I'm fucking shot.
Yeah.
Like I can feel something happen, but the adrenaline in me is allowing me to move forward. But then the next day, all that's gone, and the actual injury is definitely fucking present.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that could be a possibility, but I mean, I think when it comes into the world of sports medicine, there are things that they could have absolutely given him that were 100% approved and legal through the NFL, you know, that any athlete would not pop positive on, you know, a drug screening or anything like that. They're, you know, topical solutions, whatever the case may be. But there's different things that they could have given him. I mean, right after the injury, they could have given him a low dosage painkiller, you know.
And then the question from there is, for one, is it illegal? And for two, should that kind of thing be illegal? And I'm going to say, no, it shouldn't be illegal at all.
Okay,
If
so
whatever's going to get you through the game, if you're willing, like that's the Super Bowl, you don't have to perform any games after that until the next year.
Yeah, well, I mean, regardless of any game that you're in, I mean, let's be realistic, okay? I know that different industries look at different things differently, right? But most of the time, in a lot of industries, you can get a prescription for Vicodin tonight for an injury that occurs tonight, but you'll be perfectly capable of performing your job duties with said injury. And here's something for pain. Okay, so we're good to go. Everything's legal. Everything's on the up and up. It was prescribed by a doctor, taken by, you know, under the care of a medical professional that said this is all you should need to do what you need to do. Even something like that, right? You can go to work on that, come back home, you know, rest up, and it might take 3-4 days for that injury to heal, but you can still perform and do the job that you are supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't impair you mentally in that sense. I don't think you sit there then and go, oh, let's ban that. Like, I understand if it's like a steroid that's meant for, you know, performance enhancement, stuff like that. That's a little bit different. But if we're just literally talking about what you would give anybody else to legally be allowed to go out and do their job with no problem, I don't see why you would ban that.
Me neither. And here's the thing that I mentioned earlier. Most painkillers, for the exception of the cortisol, or cortisone,
yeah.
Most other painkillers are going to come with it's going to fuck you up a little bit in the head.
Yeah.
It's not just going to kill the pain. It's going to kill a little bit in your head as well. So is it performance enhancing or?
Well, I mean, I think even for the most part with any of them, okay, and I'll go right back at it with the you know, same kind of situation. If I take a painkiller for an injury that requires a prescription painkiller, even, or one that might mess with your head a little bit or whatever, right? I'm still feeling pain in that area.
Yeah.
if I step the wrong way, do the wrong thing, so really, I think the bigger question in that situation is, did they put him on the sideline after the initial injury with the intent of going, see how it feels, see how it goes? If you feel like you need something, we can have a doctor prescribe a single dosage, and you'll be able, to have the painkiller aspect start to kick in, and then go into the locker room at halftime. We'll have ample time to really ice this thing, do our sports medicine shit with it, and then get you ready to go to come in on the second half again.
Yeah.
And I think if something like that went on, which I think is actually plausible that it probably did.
Yeah.
Okay. I see nothing about that says ban that. Like, that's what you're trying to get this league to do, to pay attention to safety, is evaluate. Don't just sit there, send me in right now to the locker room at, right away in the first quarter and have me coming back out in the second quarter. No, evaluate, can this injury be worked around for the remainder of this game, whether it's the Super Bowl or whether it's any game, because that same injury, if it's bad enough, could potentially ruin a career mid-season or Super Bowl even, so you need to evaluate that and then come back and go, all right, here's what we know. Here's what we figured out after we evaluated it. It's probably not going to create any issue that should end your career. Anything that might happen from here might require something in the off season, but otherwise you'll be all right. We've evaluated you. We've considered the risks. We've let you know everything about the risks of continuing right now. Make your own decision. You're a grown ass adult.
Yeah.
I
mean, you look at on the Eagles, Lane Johnson, he played through that fucking groin injury for a couple of different games.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on from Patrick Mahomes' injury to the very end of the game with the hold. Now, Bradbury came out and said it was. Now, when you actually look at the film, it wasn't. He didn't act. He kind of caressed with like a half grab, but the call was good. Like, I think the ref's call was good in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to look at those things in the moment, and regardless of who you like in that situation, or even if you're neutral, like you might have seen that same kind of call get made or not get made for your own team, and question one of those. And I mean,
when you're looking at it on the field, that was a hold.
Yeah.
When you're looking at it as a spectator, if you got the right angle of it when you watched it, it was a hold.
Yeah.
When you look back at slow motion, to me, it wasn't, but the ref, in my opinion, it was there. It happened. That's what it was. And the call was good.
Yeah.
I'm an Eagles fan, and I'm fucking saying this. So,
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people get twisted up in a lot of that, but sometimes you have to go back and remember, none of us are seeing in slow motion. We're seeing in real time.
Yeah.
So if we see it in real time, that, especially in high velocity sports, which football really is a lot of times, and basketball and hockey, a lot of these sports where you have the velocity that needs to be present for a play to be made, and that velocity can come to an end in an instant, right? So that can also make or break a play when you talk about the momentum aspect of it. So when you have rules against something to make sure that everything is fair and reasonable, a lot of times those hold calls are literally because that hold call could have been a situation where if roles were reversed, if the same shit was done, could have greatly benefited the other team too.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't call those things, then you're just expanding more criticism of the refs. I'd rather have a ref criticized for making a call than a blown call.
Yeah, because if it was the other way around, where it was what it was and the ref never called it, Kansas City would all their fans would be piling on. That was a hold. That was a hold. And the Eagles never won the Super Bowl if the Eagles had come back and kept the score,
So I mean, I think in those situations, though, right? Like, as a fan of either team, you have to sit there and look at it as a whole. What ruins the credibility of this entire sport more? That the refs made a call and it may be under extreme scrutiny, didn't pass the test, but under just basic scrutiny, did. All right. Well, I think you have to sit there and consider that maybe that's a better direction for the sport than to sit there and go, okay, well, I think they blew the call. All right.
Yeah.
Well, why would they blow a call that they could see so clearly in your mind? Oh, well, because when I watched it in slow motion, it didn't look that way. Okay. Well, are you high all the time? Because I don't think that they're allowed to be out there.
I mean, it's crazy. So, here's another thing that's come up here recently, and I don't know if you've seen any of it, but the Eagles have done quite a few of what they call the tush push, the quarterback sneak,
Yep.
where now I don't think that should be illegal at all. I like that play, and if you can get away with it and you have the offensive line to push that ball, if you have big enough guys to push that defensive line back to get that first down, I think it is 100% legal and should be it should be legal. Now there are a lot of teams that and owners and whatnot now that are pushing back and trying to get the NFL to ban that.
I mean, I understand, but ultimately the rules are still the rules. So
but the rules
but hold on. So just the basic rule of this game is 4 downs to get across every 10 yards until you get within the goal line.
Yeah.
The basic principle.
Yeah.
So if all they're gaining is a yard or two, okay, well, they've figured out a solid play to get them to where they need to be in a 3rd and 1 or a 3rd and goal on the 1 situation. They figured it out. Figure out how to defend it. That's your job as a professional sports athlete and as professional sports coach is figure out how to defend this. To sit there and ban a move like that is just absolutely asinine, because you're never going to sit there and move that ball downfield running that play time and time and time again.
The way that I see it is other teams other than the Eagles right now are saying my defensive line isn't good enough to defend that, so we should ban that. Or my offensive line isn't good enough to pull that play, so we should ban that.
Yeah.
So that's the way I'm looking at this. And that's what's making football, like, I'm glad the league has moved to, since I've been a kid, to protect some of the players a little bit more, but at the same time, you're basically playing a combat fucking sport. You got to know what you're going into, and the rules have made it a little less entertaining over the years, but have protected the players. So which way do you go here? Like when you do UFC, dude, you can get knocked the fuck out and be retarded the rest of your fucking life. You know what the fuck can happen, and you're going into that situation.
Here's a major difference though that you have to consider, and I understand what you're saying with, you know, if you're going to be in this kind of an industry, you have to consider the risks. But here's the monster difference between UFC and I would even say like NASCAR, right? Like NASCAR is another high risk sport like that, where IndyCar too. But you're literally talking about in those industries 40 people. There's a waiting list to get there. You have to be bringing money, you know, monster sponsorships, partners, things like that, to even get your way into those industries. When you're talking about football, you're talking about a lot of people that aren't going to make dick for their entire career because they're going to sit third string, but still taking hits from some of the big fucking monsters on the practice squads, shit like that. But at the same time, like as you progress up through there, right? Like there's still, even on a average roster, right? If you just go based on the starters, you're talking on average probably 50 just on the starters of one team. So you have, in addition to that, you have the expansion of how many fucking teams across the league, and you multiply that out, you're talking about a hell of a lot more people and a lot more people to protect. And then that's where you get into when you're so reliant on that level of talent for your product, your talent's got a lot more leverage to say to you, we want to be protected. You know, we want to be able to make a career out of this, walk away, do something else, maybe still stay in the league, whatever the case may be. But if we're this level of, you know, product consumption to you, we want to be equally compensated for that in every which way.
I can understand that. That brings up a whole other fucking thing for me that I've thought about in this situation recently too, because of the Super Bowl, and especially with my team, the Eagles. Now Jalen Hurts, yeah, he deserves a good contract. Don't get me wrong, but we don't have dynasties anymore in NFL, and a lot of that reason is the salary cap.
Wait. We don't have what?
Dynasties.
Bullshit.
No, your team was not a fucking dynasty.
Fucking was.
No.
Yes.
Not like shit was back in the day.
It absolutely was.
You
can't sit there and say that a team that had the single fucking quarterback that won fucking 6 titles with them is not a dynasty. That's unheard of.
That's
unheard of, bro. No other fucking situation has ever been like that.
Not like it was back in the day. Like fucking
back in the day when?
Bradshaw?
What Bradshaw? Bradshaw didn't win that as many as Brady did with New England.
All right. So, and consecutively.
Okay.
How many Super Bowls have Brady been to consecutively.
How
and
many was
won.
Bradshaw? I don't know the exact stat off the top of my head.
I want to say Bradshaw was. I want to say 6, but I don't know if it was consecutive or not. I don't know like the stats like that. I just know Brady and the Patriots. It wasn't all consecutive. Like back in the day, you would have teams go consecutive years, 2, 3, maybe 4 years in a row.
That's what New England did twice.
Twice.
Right. No.
Consecutively, Brady's been in the league for a long ass fucking time. He didn't go to the Super Bowl every fucking year. He didn't win the Super Bowl every fucking year.
No. 2002, 2003, 05, 15, 17, and 18.
Okay, so there were periods where he had 2 years in a row, 2 years in a row. Did he come away with 4 rings and did they win consecutively on both back-to-back appearances? Because 05 they definitely no, it wasn't 05.
02 and 03 was back-to-back.
But did he win both?
They won 02 and 03.
Okay.
They missed 04, won 05. Then won 15, and then went 17 and 18.
Okay, so the best they've did was they've won 2 consecutively.
Yes.
Okay.
And only a year gap, which in today's standards, I mean, since then, now you're getting back into 2 now, though. You're getting into Kansas City territory right now.
Well, like my point is, like you're not going. You might they went 2 years in a row, skipped a year, went 2 more years in a row, and then skipped a couple of years, went 2 more years in a row. It's not like consistent where they went 5 in a row.
Yeah, but they were consistently challenging for the Super Bowl every single year with that too, though. Like it's not like they completely fell up. Like, and I think that's the difference in what a lot of people don't see with the other aspect of it, right? Is like really when in the AFC side for a long time, it was literally coming down to either New England or Indianapolis.
Yeah. Well, you did have 2 of the greatest quarterbacks at that time because you did have fucking Peyton Manning and Tom Brady.
Exactly.
Tom Brady, at the moment, Tom Brady will go down as the GOAT for now.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless, like you had that whole aspect, right? So you had literally like in that same time period, you had the 2 best quarterbacks to ever play the game in that same division, competing almost annually. The only other one that was really a real factor a lot of times was Baltimore.
No, Ben
Roethlisberger had his moments too, but I mean, you also had the whole Ray Lewis Baltimore era.
Yeah.
In that. So, I mean, those 4 teams consistently for a long time were the powerhouses. You know, you were either looking at Baltimore and New England, Indianapolis, and Pittsburgh as the teams. You know, and the whole AFC division as a whole now has changed up, right? Yeah. And then you get back over into the NFC, and it's kind of been hit or miss for a lot of those teams over the last 2 decades.
My point in this was since the salary cap has came about, either players are taking a pay cut to work with Tom Brady and win, or a quarterback is taking a little bit of a hit to work with a wide receiver or a great running back to get to those games. It's not, there's no loyalty anymore to a fucking team or a fucking city. Whoever's paying me the most money, fuck the team and the coach that got me here to my Super Bowl and, has made me as valuable as I am. It's wherever the fucking money is. Like, these guys are fucking making enough fucking money, and like, I don't
but
want to
here's
blame
the
them.
thing, though. You're only seeing the guys at the top, and here's where it gets twisted.
But the guys at the bottom are taking pay cuts to work with these fucking guys too.
Yeah, but they are to an extent. But there's also the players' agreement where the minimums are there and all this other shit. Because here's the unseen truth about the NFL is that a lot of these guys never saw the big stage, never saw the big money. If they did see the big stage, they were still getting paid $30,000 a year to ride around in the same fucking car any one of us could have afforded and barely making rent, eating fucking ramen noodles off to the side. But they were still having to have Ray Lewis come full force at their fucking ass to make sure that every part of that team was in tip-top shape. So they were taking the same hits that you were seeing on Sunday during practice and shit like that for a tenth of the fucking salary.
Yeah.
And that's where the salary cap comes into play, because then it prevents what you would then have is the lower leveled guys not getting shit for a payment for all that bullshit that they're going through, just hoping they get a shot at the big stage one day. And they're not getting dick for anything that they're doing. And if you don't take some of those salary cuts along the way from some of the other ones, the stars, it's no different than any other industry. If you can't help fill in where the stars are for a lower cost.
I'm not arguing against the salary cap. What I'm pointing out is the fucking greediness of some players and whatnot. Like, Jalen Hurts, he's I think he's going to, him and Mahomes have a possibility of being close to Tom Brady. Mahomes has a little bit more of a chance. He's already had time, and he is matching, if not exceeding, Tom Brady's numbers at his age.
Mahomes is a phenomenal quarterback. There's no doubt that he's going to be the next guy, like the next Peyton Manning, the next Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, and any of them that have done anything, right? Like you don't know exactly what his future has. Huh?
You had to make me laugh with the Russell Wilson shit.
Yeah, absolutely, because Russell Wilson was fucking phenomenal and then just fucking deep plummeted. Like, and that could be the reality of what happens with Mahomes. When Garoppolo left New England, everybody was pissed off because they thought Tom Brady should have started working on retirement back then to pass it off to Jimmy G. And if we would have fucking ended up with Jimmy G, I'm sorry, we would be in no better position than we are today with Mac Jones.
Yeah, you got a point. And that like makes me fucking wonder, like, with a lot of shit, like with the Eagles, obviously, I know more about them than most other teams. I'm gonna note great players, but with our defensive coordinator that we just lost, I'm actually kind of fucking happy that we lost him. And you even have Brian Westbrook, who was one of the best fucking free safeties of the Eagles, said he would have hated playing for Gannon. So you got to wonder about the coaching and the play calling of the teams as well. How much that plays into, like, does that highlight the player's abilities, and how much does that hold back a fucking player with play calling?
Well, I mean that does to an extent, but also I think the other thing that you have to factor into that whole equation when you start bringing in the coaching, you got to remember the dynamic between the coaching staff and these two teams, because Andy Reid was Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So if I'm a former coach getting let go at an organization, if I have a chance to meet them again on the biggest stage, you think I'm going to make damn sure that I come walking away on top? Absolutely. I'm going to go swinging for the fucking fences.
Look, I liked Andy Reid when he was with the Eagles, but at the same time, I think he fucked up by trying to make Donovan McNabb more than he fucking was. Like, Andy Reid would stick with fucking players even though they didn't measure up. He got lucky going to Kansas City and getting Mahomes.
I don't know, though, because Andy Reid also drafted Jason Kelsey before he knew any shit was going on to go to Kansas City, and now he's got his brother and Mahomes there. So I don't think Andy Reid was given a fair shake in Philadelphia.
Not when he got fired, no.
Yeah, like to get to the point that Andy Reid is a loyalty coach. So he's a lot like Belichick in that sense. Andy Reid might be a lot more laid back than Belichick is, but Andy Reid is very much a loyalty coach. And you have to be able to build that loyalty with a coach like that. And when you can, the team's damn near unstoppable. And when you try to make guys like Donovan McNabb more than what they should be, that's still you trying to have that loyalty there. Yep. If Philadelphia gave Andy Reid 2 more years, Philadelphia would be what Kansas City is today.
I'm not going to disagree with you at all. And see, when Donovan was that quarterback, he was the franchise quarterback. Then he broke his ankle.
Yeah.
When that ankle got broke, they tried to protect him, and he tried to protect himself. And he is not a pocket passer. And he got scared. They got scared, and he fucked himself, and they fucked his career up.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid sticking with him for as long as he did, that's what got Andy fired.
Oh, yeah. 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 I mean, I don't doubt that one bit. Go
ahead.
No, I mean, like I said, I mean, I think overall, I think a little bit of that whole game comes strictly down to the fact that Andy Reid wanted to beat Philadelphia. Like, if I gotta sit there and face them as a former coach in the Super Bowl, I'm going to make sure I think up every fucking thing I possibly can, everything I know about this organization, everything I know about their coaching staff, anything and everything. I'm going to go over it all and try to make sure that I can absolutely bury this team, just because, you know, I'll do it with grace. I won't do it in a cocky manner. But at night, when I'm sitting there having my fucking drink, I'm going to sit there and go, ha ha, fuck you.
Yep. I would have done the same thing as Andy Reid. I would have been happy about it. I'd be smoking a cigar, eating a Philly fucking cheesesteak.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would have totally just been living it up.
I mean, there's nothing fucking better than to beat the fucking team that fired you as a fucking head coach, and then fucking come back and do that to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
like that last call where homeboy kneeled out in bounds to run the clock down. Dude, how that had to be, that didn't have to be him 100%. That had to be discussed on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna fucking make these guys eat shit.
Exactly. Yeah. That was the mentality. I mean,
I'm not mad at them either. It's the
hey,
Eagles. Gannon.
I've been on the other side of those games, and you know, hell, the night that New England was down to Atlanta at 28-3, I was so fucking pissed. Went in, made a drink, and I was like, God damn it, motherfucker. I'm going to take my fucking shower, and then I'm going to come back downstairs. I'm going to fucking go to bed. Fuck these motherfuckers. I'm fucking done with this game. And I fucking come back downstairs, and it's like, oh, well, wait a second. They scored a touchdown. Okay, well, I'll see. Let's just see if they can muster anything up from this. And then they fucking scored again, and I was like, holy fucking shit. Now I'm excited again. Going off the fucking deep end. And then they had got to the point where they took the fucking lead, and I was like, holy shit. I about completely gave up on that night. And then I still went to bed like, all right, that was cool. That was a fun one to watch, you know?
Yeah. And the Eagles game was too.
Exactly. I mean, even the ones that, like, when I look back at it as a fan, even the times that we lost to the Giants, where I feel like there was a couple calls that were really fucking questionable that didn't go in my team's favor. If it would have went in my team's favor, I would have thought it was badass as hell.
Yeah.
You know, to where it's like, yeah, that sucked to watch as a fan of the other team. But the fact that my team was in that game is still pretty fucking cool. Like,
yeah, when you look at Travis Kelce's fucking quote on Jalen, like, he made history in that game.
Yeah.
You know, with rushing and all that shit. And the touchdowns, no other quarterback has ever rushed for that many fucking touchdowns in a Super Bowl. So he made fucking history. That was great to fucking watch.
Exactly.
And so, and to me, it's football. It's entertaining. Yes, I want my team to win. But at the end of the day, I'm going to work the next day, and nothing's going to change in my fucking life. But that's why I'm not upset. And I looked at that hold, but I want to move on from this real quick and finish up with this last, because I witnessed something the other day.
You had a whole situation.
Yeah, and we're going to go through this real quick, and then we'll end it. But so I know you've probably had your bad bosses, bad supervisors. So I was witness to something that happened the other day. Now I'm a tanker driver, and I have to get my pump on my truck and my hoses clean. So I go to this one company. I'm not going to name them, and I tip if they do really good work, even though my company pays them to do the work. I'm still like, yo, you do a really good job. If I tip you and I come back to you, you're going to do a good job again.
Yeah.
But something happened the other day. My normal guy was starting the whole process. But what happened beforehand was the third shift supervisor was still there on first shift. The first shift supervisor was still there, And then the guy who oversees those two were there on first shift, obviously. So the way that I see this happening is the big supervisor tells the third shift supervisor to tell my dude not to use a certain product on my pump.
Excuse me.
All right. And so he comes down and tells my dude not to do that. But the first shift supervisor, who didn't hear any of the interaction, my guy comes, starts doing his work, comes and says, hey, do this. But there was a reason why they didn't want him to use a certain product. But the first shift supervisor didn't want to explain himself. He just wanted to fucking say, do this, and not give a why. So the interaction was, hey, run this product. And then homeboy was like, no, I was just told not to. Even though the dude that told him not to was underneath the dude that told him to do it. So then a interaction happened where it was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself if you won't do it. And then it turned into a shoving kind of, there weren't like fists weren't thrown, whatever, but there was a scuffle.
Yeah.
And dude, if you're a supervisor and somebody says something and you say, someone else told me not to do something, then at least if you're the leading supervisor at that point, at least give an explanation. Hey, they told you not to do this, but I want you to do this for this reason. So communication is key at that point. Like, dude doesn't want to get in trouble for doing what he was told not to, even though it's a supervisor above who told him not to. Like, at least give an explanation. Hey, the pump wasn't working properly. I want to see what is going on here. So use the product so I can watch the pump. And then then at that point, it's an okay, I'll do this. It's not just like this dude was like, just do what I tell you to do. I'm your supervisor. Just do what the fuck I tell you to do.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It is a problem. And then I got pulled in the middle of it because then the big supervisor comes to me and asked me what happened. I'm like, man, I really don't want to be in the middle of this because I know I'm gonna have to come back here. But I still had to fucking tell dude whose fault it was. I'm like, yeah, it's the supervisor's fault.
Yeah. And it always sucks in those situations because no matter what, you rat out your supervisor. You're like, all right, I'm gonna say some shit about my supervisor. Well, now my supervisor knows I said some shit about my supervisor.
Yeah.
And now my supervisor was not disciplined in the same way that I felt like I would have been disciplined if I was in the shoes of my supervisor.
So I still have to deal with my supervisor, and
exactly, and that fucks you up. That is where it's like, what the fuck, man? This can't be equal here. Like you gotta either give me the same kind of punishment. Like, if I would have been worried that my family might not eat for the next week if I'd done the same shit, he should be too. Like, that's just the bottom line in all of this. Like, if anybody is worried that if I do some shit in this kind of a situation, my family may suffer.
Yeah.
If you're in that position in any way, shape, or form, and there's somebody higher above you pushing you to that point, they should be held equally accountable.
And in this situation, I think that the lower dude on the totem pole there, like the dude that was washing my pumps, I think there's going to be an understanding between him and the highest supervisor that's there and the dude that was actually fighting with him.
Yeah.
Because that dude, the head supervisor, came to me, and like he knew I didn't want to be involved in it, but I'm like, because he already knew who was at fault. He already knew the supervisor was at fault, not the dude that was, working for me.
Yeah.
So I hope that's his saving grace, and hopefully the dude that was a dickhead kind of sees that he was being a dickhead and could have done something different, and treats his employee better in the future, and doesn't hold it against me for fucking diming him out.
Hey, listen. I mean, there's always going to be situations in workplaces, but ultimately, I think no matter what, you got to handle it in a professional way. And if you can't, then you probably need at least a little bit of a fucking slap on the wrist,
But yeah, my mind always goes where yours did. Like my family, if I act wrong here, my family is going to suffer.
Yeah.
So that's where I have the ability to stop myself, to think about what I should say versus what I want to say and do at that particular time and moment. I realize other people depend on me, and my livelihood depends on how I act at this moment. So
what was the whole Ryan Upchurch thing this week, where it was like, because have you seen all that?
No, I have recently seen this isn't this week, but this has been the past couple of weeks I've seen.
It's been going on probably for about a month now,
where his mom has bought houses and sold them under his nose and has taken the money and has fucked him over completely.
Yeah. Literally sat there and did all kinds of fucking goofy ass shit and fucked him over. Allegedly, I mean, from what we can see online, who knows?
Yeah.
You don't want to. I don't want to be sued. Fuck off. But I mean, if it's all true, which it looks like it could be, but I mean, you never know.
But how many people, especially younger people in show business, has that kind of shit happened to?
I mean, that's just the thing. Like you think you're,
dude. Look at Dane Cook.
Yeah.
Dude, when he found out his brother had fucked him over, he was damn near broke, and he was at the top of the fucking world.
Yeah,
in comedy at that point in time.
Yeah. I mean, Ryan's the same way. I mean, he's in that same boat right now, where it's like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on here? And it's like, man, I didn't think. I always knew like money would change people regardless, right? Like it didn't matter what the situation was. Like every time that you do better in life, it changes you a little bit. Not always in a bad way, in a sense of like you're going to do something fucking twisted or whatever, right? But like
you're Epstein.
Yeah, not like an Epstein way, but like,
No, I know what you're going at.
Like every little bit makes you think a little bit differently, makes you consider life a little bit differently. Like you kind of reevaluate your blessings, right?
Yeah.
So I just don't understand why some of these stars get to the point of the fame and go, well, now let me see how I can get away. Like this fucking mom, dude. You think your mom wouldn't have been like, or you think your son wouldn't have been like, yeah, mom, I'll give you $20,000 if you need 20 grand, as long as you're completely transparent with me about what I'm making, what I'm getting, what I'm booking, all this shit. Like if you're like that with me, cool. I'll be like that with you. You know, like regardless of the relationship, whether it's parentals or significant others, wives, spouses, whatever, right? Like you when you're talking family in that level, whether it be blood or not, whether it be through a friend, a relationship, a marriage, whatever the case may be, for different people, you expect a level of respect, you know. And when they don't do shit like that and they just fucking run wild, it's like, what the fuck just happened?
It's not respect. It's trust and loyalty you expect out of them people.
Yeah, I mean,
but that to me, just, and I've seen it so many times. That to me, even though I'm not funny and I'll never make it anywhere, but according to Cody and you, asshole. But
I just like to fuck with you.
But anyway, it would just make me not trust anybody. So I would still hire an accountant at that point, but then I would still learn enough on my own to read my invoices and my other shit to say, hey, I made this much. This is where this went. This is where that went. And I should have this in the fucking bank. If you're fucking skimping me in any fucking way, I'm going to know I got shorted a little bit, and that's going to raise questions. So
Exactly. I mean, that's literally the same kind of situation where it's like, you know, listen, like I do this, I expect it. Otherwise, it is what it is, you know.
Look, when I was doing drywall, we were paid differently, and I still kept a running calculation into my head on around about what I should make. If it was close enough to that figure, I didn't question shit. But if I was off over $100 or something, I'd be calling up, yo, am I missing a day? Am I missing a load that I didn't get paid?
Oh, you're always
for?
missing
What's
a
going
load.
on? Now I get paid hourly, so I do have a lot better track of my money. But I mean, I didn't specifically know what I was going to make. It was just a roundabout figure every day.
Yeah.
And if you're off a little bit, you look into it. If you're off enough, you make a few phone calls.
Yeah. you really start to question it at that point, right?
Yeah, and as much as I would like to hire a family,
no,
family
you don't do that.
Fuck you over quicker than anybody else will.
You don't do that. You don't do that.
Nah, because I mean, there's lawsuits and all that shit, even though you're family. But then, what does he have to? Like, he can say he didn't know about this shit. How's it going to play in court with him getting any of that money back?
Oh, he ain't getting shit back.
I don't think he is either.
No. I mean, he's fucked on that aspect. I personally think, like, and I like Upchurch for the most part. Like, I did question a little bit of some of his shit too, because, like, now in hindsight, though, I could see why he kind of went off the deep end on some of this shit. Because, you know, listen, have you ever sat there and thought, like, I'm about to be broke, even though I'm working this hard and I'm doing all this shit? Like,
here's
if you've had that cross your mind, though, and if you've sat there and had some kind of shit like that go on, like, you're probably going to be a little bit irate when the person that you thought was bringing a lot of money into your company up and decides, I'm going to leave. where he got all pissed off with like Chase Matthew in that situation. You know, like
So here's a question. Like
yeah.
you have followed him for a little while, right?
Oh yeah.
So you know about the stalkers and all that other fucking crazy shit that went on.
Yeah.
Could any of that have been a distraction to keep
Oh,
him
I
from looking in?
absolutely same. I absolutely believe that was a distraction, and I think that's where like he doesn't know who to trust right now. You know,
Yeah.
like who do you trust? Who was a stalker? Who was the investment? Was Chase the investment? Was somebody else the investment?
So when you deal with a narcissist, they're gonna set up situations where you look like the fucking crazy guy.
Yep.
Period. I've dealt with narcissists, so I know how it is. They do little fucking tiny shit until you fucking blow up, and then they look and they tell everybody else, "Hey, look how crazy this motherfucker is."
Exactly. You know, oh, he's so crazy. Look at this. He might get drunk and do a fucking goofy ass video over here on YouTube. He's a narcissist. No. Talk to me every fucking day and you'll see who I am.
Yeah.
You know, like that's probably the one thing that I like about Upchurch's whole do I like everything about Upchurch? Absolutely not. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the next guy to put raise hell, eat cornbread on the side of my pickup truck. Like that's not where I'm at. Do I like some of his music? Sure. Do I think some of his life is interesting, and do I feel bad for him right now and I'm kind of invested in his story at the moment? Yes, I am.
If you got him alone without any distractions, outside distractions, I think he'd be a really fucking cool dude to talk to.
Absolutely. I think Calhoun, Jelly Roll.
Yes.
I
was gonna say Calhoun.
Struggle Jennings. He would be a great person to get into the same room with. And I know that Upchurch is, you know, in the media kind of pissed off with Chase Matthew right now, but I think Chase Matthew would even still be in that same realm in my own mind perspective. Atlas is another one.
So with the Chase Matthews, was it, I can't remember, I did see a little bit of it. Was it that Upchurch signed him first and
so
Upchurch
signed Chase Matthew to an agreement, and Chase Matthew had fulfilled that agreement, and then he went to Warner, I believe it was, and the way they wrote the article made it sound like it was all Upchurch's idea for him to do that, and Upchurch wasn't happy about that. But at the same time, I personally kind of question, and I don't know, I'm not dealing with the ins and outs of their business dealings, but I kind of question, like, was possibly Upchurch's mom involved with some of that, to the extent of Upchurch was kind of sitting there going, I got my own shit to deal with, and I'm trying to make my music. I'm going to do my own thing. And at the same time, I'm going to kind of let my mom, who I love and I trust to handle things, to run this side of the business. I'll do the handshakes, the photos, the videos, and you know, some of this shit here and there. I think that might get rectified in the future, because even he got pissed off at Jelly Roll here not too long ago, because Jelly Roll had said that Upchurch was just rap, right? And I could see how somebody would get that out of him. I've liked both versions of Ryan Upchurch's music to an extent. But at the same time, I would say that I like more, and maybe it's just because of where I'm at right now with my workouts and stuff, I like more of his rap album stuff. Not that his country stuff. Me and my little one sing Holler Boys all the fucking time.
Yeah, that's on my playlist.
Yeah, so like we have those things, but at the same time, not everything resonates with everything about him.
Jelly Roll right now is in a spot where he relates with a lot of motherfuckers and across a lot of different genres.
Absolutely.
But Jelly Roll has, in my opinion, has been mostly rap with a country twist.
Oh yeah.
So, but I mean, I like Jelly Roll. I mean, he's got some really deep shit from the beginning until now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, even under the Trap House,
dude. His Fire and Wind cover was fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah, yeah. He does so many things, man, and it's just like, Jesus, he's so versatile.
Yeah.
And such like an inspiration story, like he's the modern day Johnny Cash.
And I was I know you probably were too, because you probably heard of him the same time. Like I was a fan of him from when he Bad Apple, when that first pretty much first came out, and then Fire and Wind right after that. That's when I was a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I have SoundCloud, so like I've never just been just like the Spotify or YouTube guy or whatever. Like even before I even got on TikTok, I was on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So I would find shit like that before it became a thing on a lot of these platforms. So like, I mean, Young Gravy was on SoundCloud doing fucking Mr. Clean before it was even a fucking trend on TikTok.
Oh man, some of that shit's it's semi embarrassing to know, like some of the fucking artists I know, because it's considered hick hop. But like,
bro, I've dropped that fucking reference so many times. Like, I love Hardy. I was listening to before, like, I even started posting videos on TikTok just based on the shit I found on TikTok with Hardy.
Dude, Charlie Farley was one of the very first real, not real, because see, I learned about him through Bubba Sparks.
Some ASMR.
But then there was a whole slew of other artists that I learned from.
Country Fried Baptizing Gravy.
Yep.
I remember that one.
And then Charlie's Lifted or whatever it was, and then there was another guy, Cooper something.
Cooper Allen.
Yeah, and there was a bunch of other ones, and then the Lasses, and that they did fucking the fairs and all that shit for the longest time until they got really fucking popular, but they still do. But like, it's embarrassing to kind of fucking say you like that shit, but dude,
I don't find it embarrassing at all. Like, I listen to all kinds of shit, all the fucking, like, there is shit on my playlist that is on my children's playlist, and I honestly do not give a fuck. I am like, yep, that is on my workout playlist, and I am fucking just pushing fucking pounds at that point. Like, I don't give a fuck.
So one of the artists that's not in what we're talking about, but fucking Speed Gang. For some reason, I don't know why I fucking like them motherfuckers.
Speed Gang?
They did the cover of Snow from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, because it's at the 2 hour mark. So we're gonna who gives a fuck anyway?
Well, we can cut this off. I'm gonna go grab a beer and then you can play. Look up Speed Gang. It's I don't know what the fucking name of the song's called, but it's I know it's the cover of Snow from Red Hot Chili Peppers, but it's 616 whatever. I know you've heard it because it's been all over TikTok about a year and a half ago.
Oh, now I gotta find this. A year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna fuck me up. Speed Gang.
I'll look it up on my phone if you can't find it.
I'm looking at it or looking up them right now. Red Lipstick? Oh,
yeah,
Snow cover.
Yeah.
Red Lipstick. Okay. 2017 is when that came out.
But it became popular on TikTok like 2 years ago, a year and a half to 2 years ago.
Let me see if it's on.
As soon as you start to, you'll know exactly what song it is.
I'm sure I will as soon as I can find it. Speed. Red Lipstick. Nope, it's not on there. Hold on. Try SoundCloud because if it's not on Spotify, it's always on SoundCloud. And I don't give a fuck if we get flagged or not.
I know it's on YouTube, definitely. That's because I use YouTube Red because I pay for YouTube. I pay for the family plan, so that's where my fucking playlist come from. Yeah. I'll go to Red.
I know what we're doing. Up in 616, shorty bad as fuck with a red lipstick.
Making bad decisions with a batter bitch. You don't like go rude and you can suck my dick on a tightrope. And I ain't never gonna slip. And I'm looking both ways, so I ain't never getting hit.
Yeah, I know that song.
But they've actually got quite a few catchy tunes, like if you actually listen to the band, and it is what it is, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know what one I've been, and we're gonna go out to this tonight, and then I'll we can talk backstage or whatever. I got a couple other ones, but since we've already probably been flagged for one anyway, we're gonna go out. We're gonna go out to my favorite one right now. It's fucking Young Gravy.